Proper posture. Don't slouch. Hello, everyone. Quickly, someone brought up the question. They dared ask, and I'm just joking. I'm not mad at you. Uh, who do I like better, Ozzy or Dio? Or what do I think about that whole thing? And that question always gets an instant reaction. The first thing I think when someone asks that question is like, how dare they ask? Because the answer is so obvious. And it's just a personal thing with me. I get all offended by this subject. Um, I get offended because the answer is very, very obvious. And people are different. I get it. People have different tastes, opinions, but I just don't know how anyone can like Dio better than Ozzy. I don't get it. I know there are human beings on this planet that like Dio better than Ozzy or think Black Sabbath was fine with Dio. Um, okay, they exist. And I'm not mad at them, but I can't get in that headspace. I can't put myself in their shoes. There's just some situations where you can't, right? And if you prefer Dio over Ozzy, or you think Black Sabbath was fine with Dio, uh, I just can't relate to you. I'm sorry. That doesn't mean I hate you or something, or, we couldn't have a beer together, even though I don't drink. But you know what I mean. That doesn't mean we couldn't break bread. Uh, we could still do that, but I just can't get. I can't see where you're coming from. You know what I mean? I just can't. So yeah, it's pretty obvious. And I thought I went on enough rants about this because even with the Chris Cornell videos, and I always go off subject and talk about other shit, especially when you're doing 2-hour live streams and stuff like that. Like, very hard to just stay specifically on topic the whole fucking time. Uh, it gets boring too. I don't know. For me, as the person presenting it. Anyway, come on, man. It's Ozzy. I view the past couple videos I've been talking about different genres of music and my opinions on them and who's good and who's not and whatever. Um, I view the whole Ozzy Diaz situation the same regarding Black Sabbath, the same as I view Metallica's career when I talked about the best metal band ever, modern metal band, Metallica. Uh, Pre-Black, everything from the Black Album backward is what I'm talking about when I said Metallica's the best band. So I've been talking about different genres, and I view, again, I know I'm repeating myself, uh, I view this situation, this Ozzy Dio thing, the same way I view Metallica's career after the Black Album. I like the Black Album. It doesn't exist. It's dead to me. When you say that to somebody, like, you're dead to me. Like, what does that mean? That means, say la vie. I don't know. It means, we're never going to talk again. It's over, whether it's a friend, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever the fuck you got going in your life. Uh, you know, it's dead to me. It doesn't exist. I'm in denial about it. I'm in my own fantasy land where Dio never sang for Black Sabbath. Dio could have done whatever he wanted to do. Uh, I ain't mad at man has to make a living like everybody else, right? Let him sing for some other fucking band. Why do you have to desecrate Black Sabbath? And why did they let him desecrate Black? I guess, again, money. Maybe, once Ozzy was gone, maybe shit wasn't going good money wise. Maybe they're like, we got to keep going, whether we like it or not. We got to pick some fucking body. Oh, Dio, all right. They held their nose and they're like, all right. Shit, I got like 17 girlfriends. I can't fucking have no money coming in. You know what I mean? They're a rock band, people. You know, they're living life. They're doing things. They got responsibilities. Anyway, yeah, I just view it as the same thing, same way when I spoke about Metallica in that last video before, whatever. After the Black Album, Metallica's dead to me. They don't exist anymore. The end of their career was the Black Album. That was their final, their you know, whatever you call it. That was their Mr. Holland's fucking opus. That's it for me with them. Does that mean I hate them as human beings or whatever? No. It just means I live in a denial fantasy world where Metallica just retired after the Black Album. Or, you know, the Matrix movies, 1 through 3, great fucking movies, entertaining for the whole fucking fun for the whole family. Good old wholesome fun. Great movies, awesomely done in every way, shape, and form. Everything you can think of. Then they did number 4 like 19 years later and desecrated the franchise by making a shit movie. Anyway, like Disney did to Star Wars. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? I live in a denial fantasy world where Star Wars stopped after the 6th movie before Disney took over. That's the world I live in. So when someone fucks up a good thing to that degree, I have to I have to veer off to the side into denial fantasy world and say, Black Sabbath didn't exist with Dio? Who the fuck is Dio? Are you from a parallel universe? Who the fuck is Dio? Cracker, please. Like it doesn't exist to me. It's dead to me. You're dead to me. It's that simple. Ozzy, Sweet Leaf, what's that anti-war song? The one Faith No More covered. I can't believe I can't remember that right now, but I'm a little impaired, so what the fuck's the name of that song? I gotta remember it. Despite my impairment. You know, generals gather in their masses, just like witches at black masses, evil minds that plot destruction, sorcerer of death's construction. Damn, someone can't just write the name of the song. All this shit you people are writing, people, bots, all kind of shit, writing the same thing over and over 97 times in a minute. No, that's not a bot, right? I feel special though, because the bot's in my comment section. Anyway, it's dead to me. I'm in denial fantasy world. That's what I do when shit goes that wrong for something I like a lot. There's a lot of examples of it. And one example is trying to replace Ozzy Osbourne with Dio. No, you can't do it. You can't do it. So, again, when people ask me that question, one, I almost get insulted, like, how dare you ask that question? How bloody dare you? You know what I mean? Like I take it very seriously. Uh, Maybe because it shakes the foundation of my fantasy denial world where Dio never sang for Black Sabbath. And my denial fantasy world where Metallica just, they were a little older after the Black Album. They all just said, you know what, let's just retire. Let's just enjoy the money and maybe we'll do a show once a year or something. And I could, just relax on their legacy. That's what it is, man. You're fucking your legacy up. I'm glad I said that. I don't plan this shit out that I'm gonna say. Sometimes I say something. You're 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 pissing on your legacy when you do shit like that. Now I assume again the band Black Sabbath said, "Oh shit, we still need to make money even with Ozzy not in the band. We have to continue on, so we got to find somebody. We got bills to pay. We got ripped off by managers, lawyers. But you know the story. Uh, Hopefully that's why they did it. But you're tarnishing your legacy. Kind of the way Cornell's legacy got tarnished by certain individuals by putting out certain music and other things after he died, how his legacy is being treated by the people that survived him. It's the same type thing, his legacy being cheapened with little statues in a shitty grave full of weeds with a little placard as a memoriam. Uh, that type shit. So Dio does not exist to me. Does that mean I hate Dio as a human being? No, it's not personal, man. You're just corny, and Ozzy ain't corny. Ozzy was one of the 1/4 of the embodiment or the personification of cool. And that was 4 dudes, Iommi, Ozzy, and the other 2 whose names I don't know. I'm not an expert on Black Sabbath. And I'm not trying to portray myself as one, but you can't replace 1/4 of cool. That's very difficult and rarely does it ever work. Only one example can I think that a band improved by getting rid of their lead singer was Van Halen. Actually, I couldn't stand David Lee Roth as a front man. I thought whatever his name was, who I can't remember right now. Is it Hagar? Uh, he was much better, cooler, better voice, wasn't vaudevillian, clownish, pseudo ballet dancer like David Lee Roth was. So I hope I can make this clear to everyone who sees this. All 3 of my viewers, which seem to be at this moment, most of you seem to be like bots or something. I just keep seeing the same messages being posted over and over. it does it does a great service for one's ego when your whole audience is bots. And I didn't pay for these bots. I'm not doing this to drive engagement or something. Oh God. Uh, good thing it's not like a lifelong dream of mine to be famous, man. Cause it ain't happening. But that's okay. I'm not one of those people that like, I gotta be famous. I gotta be famous. The whole world must know my name, like, no, I can live without that. Believe me. I can really live without that. Anyway, let me shut this down because I'm just babbling. Dio does not exist to me. He's dead to me. That question offends me. And I'm not talking to that person that brought it up specifically. I'm talking in general to the world. I thought I had enough rants about this that people already would have known. And I can just picture people watching videos about me talking about Chris Cornell's life and death and whatever and cases. Um, I could just see their faces on the other side of the screen as I'm talking about my how I despise Dio, you know what I mean? In the middle of a Chris Cornell video. But you know, whatever. This ain't professional journalism here. This ain't, and I've got a fucking desk and a suit on. Like, this is kind of informal. And that's just how I do things. But I just want to make it clear to everyone. So it's an important subject. It affects many lives. Many people have strong feelings about it. So let me, in synopsis, in closing, one more time. Dio does not exist to me. Black Sabbath with Dio does not exist. I live in a fantasy denial world where Metallica stopped after the Black album and they all moved to Alaska and they, just play acoustic guitar on the porch and just chill and smoke weed. And their legacy is just solid, like the fucking Rock of Gibraltar and shit. But no, that's not reality. I know that. I know that. That's why I'm not insane. I do know the difference between reality and fantasy. Now, in some instances, I choose to live in the fantasy world because it's better for my mental health. But I know I'm doing it, doctor. I know I'm doing it. I don't need to be committed. I know I'm doing it. So again, Dio does not exist to me. Metallica retired after the Black album. They smoke weed and play acoustic, folk music that they like on their porches in Alaska. They all got their own estate. They got, it's nice. It's nice. That's where I live. And Sabbath did themselves a disservice by having Dio there, but whatever. So Dio doesn't exist. Metallica post Black album doesn't exist. And in the closing note, I talked about pop music the other day quickly. And I told you I never listened to Sia perform her song live. I was afraid to because the recording's so perfect. I didn't want my fantasy world ruined by reality. Her performing the song live. So my girlfriend the other day plays about, while I was driving, she plays about five live performances by Sia of the song Chandelier. And I have to admit, I was expecting much worse. I was highly impressed with all five of the videos. One was even a slowed down piano version, which I don't like as much because I like the fact that there's a duality to the song, how it's like a hype song, but it's about a sad subject. That makes it interesting to me, or one of the things that makes it interesting to me. It's not the typical, yeah, it's just a party song. Let's drink our faces off and, let's party. No, that's not what the song's about. Anyways, the five performances you would figure percentage wise, because, I see all kinds of artists on YouTube that I like. And there's a lot of videos, where they make mistakes. They're live performances. They're not perfect. Once in a while they get it perfect because they're human. It's fine. So out of the five performances, and none of them did she falter in any significant way. And by falter, I mean going from the verse to the opening of the chorus, which is the difficult part. Everyone knows that's the difficult part. That's the part where when people sing in the car, they fuck up. She doesn't fuck it up live. So what I'm saying is, percentage-wise, there should have been one or two of those vids where she fucked up in some significant way. And, it's just not the same as the recording. Well, I didn't see that in any of the five videos. She's the real deal. She can back up that recording in the fucking studio, which is a monumental task. And she pushes her voice in the live versions the same way she does in the studio, except for the piano one, because that wouldn't be appropriate. You need to tone it down a little bit for the piano one. I get it. She has to do a little bit, softer of a thing. It wouldn't make sense to play soft piano and have a woman screaming to it. You know what I mean? It doesn't work. So you got to tone it down a little bit. She did great. I was very impressed. I expected to be disappointed because when you have a perfect recording like her song is, you expect more flaws. You expect less ability to do it perfect live. She shattered that preconception, and she's the real deal. And I figured just from recording, I could just tell that woman's on another fucking level. And don't mention Beyonce and these other people to me because they're just, they don't see his shelf. They just ain't. Anyway, Dio doesn't exist. Metallica doesn't exist after the Black Album. Live, come join me in Denial Fantasy World. Have a wonderful evening.